So a question that keeps popping up is people ask me, why do I put the Nokta Legend in the top tier metal detector list, but I don't own and incorporate one into my personal arsenal machines? Well, there's one primary reason and one secondary reason why that is the case, and I'll explain in this video.
First, I'd just like to say that the Nokta Legend has tons of adjustability and lots of cool bells and whistles, especially compared to other top tier machines, but it's a nightmare to access them and adjust them. The Nokta Legend's menu system uses symbols and abbreviations. That means you have to know the meaning of these symbols and abbreviations ahead of time and where they are hidden in this labyrinth of submenus and which specific buttons to press in order to access these features. For example, to access Beast Mode, the manual says, you can access this mode through the Goldfield mode icon, but it's a separate mode. To use this mode, simply press the frequency button in Goldfield mode. Beast Mode is indicated on the screen by the letters BE under the multi-frequency symbol M. I mean, what the fuck?
PC load letter? What the fuck does that mean?
You could hand an experienced detectorist the Minelab Manticore for the very first time, and they would largely be able to fully adjust the machine without having to consult the manual every step of the way. This is not true for the Nokta Legend. If you don't know what the symbols mean, if you don't know what the abbreviations mean, and which buttons to press when and where in this labyrinth of submenus, you won't be able to change settings on the machine. Okay, quiz time. Just by looking at the screen of the Legend here, looking at this submenu and these two abbreviations, can you tell what the heck is going on? If you sit and think about it, can you even eventually figure it out? No, you can't. But like on the Minelab Manticore, because the menus are like a computer, they're in a list with their full name spelled out. You can just scroll through it and adjust things without much effort or any advanced knowledge. All the time I'm detecting with people who have the Legend, they ask me about a setting or adjustment that needs to be made, and I can tell them, hey, maybe try lowering the recovery speed or changing that setting or change that or something like that. And then they ask, how can they do that on the machine? Well, I can't help them with that. We have to pull out the manual and see the abbreviations, what the abbreviations mean or what the symbols are, and they're always hidden in these sub-menus. You have to first highlight something and then press a specific button. It's like everything is hidden behind a secret sequence of buttons that needs to be hit correctly. I absolutely loathe having to stop in the middle of a detecting session, take off my gloves, dig out my phone from my pocket, open the browser, download the PDF for the 50th time, scroll through it for a minute, try to read through the glare of the sun and make those changes. It costs me time, it costs me targets, it costs me my sanity, and in general, it's just a hassle. Their competitors don't have this problem. Sure, there's a few branches of sub-menus in the XP days too that can hide some things, but it's not awful. I'm sorry, but I just don't want to have to look at the manual every time I need to make a specific setting change. It's like adjusting things on a Casio watch, whereas their competitors are more like a standard computer. This is also why I don't like the XP's WS6 Master for the Deus 2, because basically if a setting is a pain in the ass to change, you won't change it. And you won't learn and you won't improve as a detectorist as a result. If a feature requires several specific button presses and advanced knowledge of which symbols and abbreviations do what, you won't use it. In order for a machine to slot in my arsenal, I shouldn't need a map and a symbol sheet to decode and navigate the menus just to adjust settings that I already know what they do. I just don't know where they're hidden and under what symbol and what abbreviation. If the Nokta Legend is your only machine, then learning the symbols and abbreviations isn't too bad, so don't take this as a video of me trying to talk you out of buying one. But I'm frequently changing between machines, and I don't want it to be a struggle to change settings. Simply put, the interface requires significant cognitive load. It suffers from poor affordance. It has crappy discoverability, low learnability, and probably the worst extensibility possible. Which is a bummer because Nokta has continually improved the Legend and added more features, which the UI is poorly designed to handle in this expansion. It's basically a masterclass on how not to design a menu system. All of this leads to a very poor UX. Problem number 2 is the weight. This one is a bit more straightforward, it's just heavier than the other machines. The truth is the components are just a bit cheaper and therefore a bit heavier than their competitors. Granted, this is also why the Nokta is much more affordable and you get all the performance of a top tier machine at a better price. But I'd love to pay more for a lighter, higher quality Legend. I like to detect for 6 to 8 hour sessions and the extra weight leads to increased risk of injury, and an injury that puts you out of the game for days or weeks or whatever is costing you a lot of targets. This leaves me to my suggestion for Nokta. I think they should consider an extra premium model of the Nokta Legend. You wouldn't even have to change anything about the core technology. Just a better menu system mounted on a lighter shaft with a lighter battery, better screen, and I'd buy one in an instant, even if it costs more, which it would. I would definitely be first in line to buy a Nokta Legend Supreme, which sort of sounds like something from Taco Bell. Still, the Legend is a great machine at a great price, and in terms of raw performance, it is not lacking in any category, and it has tons of amazing features. So please toss that into a better package that is actually usable.